welcome to the Oversharers podcast. Ladies, I just want to say the whole of the UK
should be ashamed.
Shame on you.
Shame, sorrows and prayers to Kate.
The poor woman was dealing with cancer while we're saying she got a BBL done.
I know, that's so bad, isn't it? I feel remorse.
I feel bad. But I also feel like...
Could be an AI generated video. Oh my God.
Really?
I've just put a new thought in your head.
Yeah, you have. Do you think... No, but the way AI is moving at the moment...
You never know.
You actually never bloody know.
Alleged.
But yeah, anyway, sorrows and prayers to Kate.
We are thinking of you during this
difficult time. I actually feel bad, wallahi, because she's got young children.
Yeah.
Like,
but you know what? She's probably also got like some of the best healthcare workers working around the clock for her.
Valid, but cancer comes for all.
Comes for all. But you know, the royal family are like herbologists, more or less believe in, you know, that form of therapy.
Chinese medicine.
That kind of stuff, yeah.
Which actually works, by the way.
What's it called? Aromatherapy? No. No, it's not. What's it called?
Earth healing.
Wind, fire.
Earth and...
What's it called? You know, homeopathy.
Yes.
Homeopathy.
Those people are very serious. We shan't take the piss out of them.
No, I believe them.
I believe them too. They really helped with my son's eczema.
Yeah, like every time someone's got a problem that can't be solved, why do they go to the Chinese medicine people?
Because the ground heals us. Obviously, Allah heals us, but
the earth
provides
its thing, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Based on
the will of Allah.
Exactly.
You know.
So yeah,
just
everything
saying.
Always goes back to.
But yeah, it's all mad.
Allah.
I'm looking forward to the office chatter on Monday because we had a long discussion. Everyone was like, is she dead?
Everyone's group chats were blowing up.
You know, where's Kate? Well, Kate was in chemotherapy, everyone.
Exactly. But we all had our own separate theories, which was quite interesting.
I wasn't in the realm of saying that she was unwell or anything like that. I thought she was getting a divorce.
Same. I 100% thought it was divorce. Other people thought she was dead.
But what I find weird, guys, now I feel really bad for Kate, and do you know what I mean? I don't want to wish anything bad on her, but why the doppelganger? Why the weird images? Why not just do a random... Do you know what I mean? Why go through all of those hoops?
Maybe she thought that talking about it would make her seem weak. And you know how the Brits have this whole like stiff upper lip policy where they have to keep calm and carry on and all that lark. Do you know what I mean?
But even a statement to say Kate is not well at the moment.
Thing is,
the charade with the
like
photo,
Charles,
there's too much.
For instance, with King Charles, because of his age, it's kind of like, all right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas with Kate, she's 42, she looks fit, healthy, she's got 3 young kids. It would be a tragedy for her to come out and say that I have this disease.
No, I get that. But the situation escalated so bad that now it's forced her to come on camera.
Yeah, but I think the PR team didn't know what to do. They just looked like they were, do you know what I mean?
You know,
fumbling every time.
If you want us to help you, do you know what I mean? We know a little bit about PR. Kensington were ready to do the job.
I was
because
like,
what they did was atrocious.
I was
so
on
sorry.
like, you know how they have the press release page? I was like on there refreshing.
Today at 6 p.m. I was refreshing Twitter to see what is coming up. And
honestly, but it's a sad situation.
Yeah.
I really hope that anyone who's going through cancer, we're thinking of you.
Ameen. And may Allah cure you.
Ameen.
What else has been happening? Second week of Ramadan. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well, alhamdulillah. I am having a good week. Overall, when I think about this week, it's been good today. A little bit of a wobble, but you know.
We come back up.
Do you know what I mean?
To persevere through the
Got to
dip.
keep going. Steadfastness.
Everyone talks about a Ramadan dip.
Yeah, so I think I experienced that today. But it wasn't even a dip. It was more like a confusion.
What's happening?
Something happened, basically, which I cannot speak about.
No. It's nothing serious.
It's actually nothing serious.
It's not that deep.
It's just something so dumb. Anyway, let's move on to, oh my God. Basically, I wanted to talk about The documentary on the Nickelodeon kids.
I haven't seen it, but I saw clips.
I haven't watched it either, but you don't need to watch it. It's all over TikTok.
I saw the clip of the man who came on, what was his name? Dan Schneider. Even his name sounds nasty. Anyway, he basically came and had an interview with Hollywood Reporter, and he admitted everything. And I was thinking, what the hell? Why are you not in jail?
What did he admit to?
The inappropriate behaviour, the weird acts. I don't think he admitted to the alleged sexual relationship that he had with said young child actor. But a lot of the other creepy stuff that was happening. Also, I watched another clip of that, and basically Jake, is that his name? No.
Is it Drake or
Drake?
Josh?
Drake.
Yeah.
Josh is the other one. So Drake basically said one time he was at his girlfriend's house, and this producer, whatever he is, show creator, just kept ringing his phone, like 10 times he rang the phone. Then Drake didn't pick up because obviously he knew what this man was on, which was, fadar nemo, which means dirtiness.
Yeah.
And then the film producer basically contacts the girlfriend's mum's house. He calls the yard up.
It's just the lengths that this man went to just for a bit of...
For the abuse.
It's just crazy, isn't it? I feel really bad for Drake. And do you know what it is? It was happening for a while before anyone put a stop to it. And I think the fact that he'd gotten that girlfriend was kind of like a silver lining, in that straight away her mum was able to kind of guess that something wasn't right between the relationship between Drake and this man. What's his name? Brian Peck. So Brian Peck was he did some, not writing, but he worked with Nickelodeon. He was around a lot of young children, and he'd taken a liking to poor Drake. Now, he didn't actually say point blank what he did to him, but he was he basically said, think of the worst thing that, think of the worst form of sexual abuse that can happen to someone, and that's it. How scary.
It was so sad. But also one thing that really...
It started when he was 15.
No. And what really triggered me was the mum.
I know.
Just sending her son to this man's house. I would never send my young child to go sleep over a producer's house. Are you okay?
It literally makes zero sense. How little... So the thing is, it's obviously these parents push their kids into these sorts of roles because obviously these kids are
making money.
Yeah, so there's a lot of pressure on these kids to do whatever these producers or XX want. Do you know what I mean? So the mom's probably thinking from the point of view of financial gain. What more could they provide for him? What other roles could he get just from being in these places? Push him more into those spaces, even though they're
But the greed is sacrificing your son.
I know.
And it's so
riddled
sad.
with abuse.
And his dad was oh
my God, the dad broke me. When
his dad was don't take my son there.
Oh my God. And you know what was really sad about the dad is that Drake, when he called to the dad, always knew that there was something dodgy about this man. And basically what Drake did was with the help of his girlfriend's mum, had set up this phone call thing to record the conversation between Drake and the man who was abusing him. Trigger warning, guys. And in the phone call, he admitted everything on that call, so they managed to get him. Because Drake basically called him acting like a damsel in distress, I don't know what's happening to me, da 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 da. And then the guy was just said
regurgitating
everything. And he kept saying on the call as well, am I being recorded? Am I being recorded? How scary. And then after that, because the dad was already sensing prior that this man was just a bit of a strange guy, Drake calls his dad and says, Dad, we got him. But not we got him because he did something to Drake, just that
they did the recording.
No, Drake didn't want to admit to his father that he was the one that was abused.
Yeah.
So he just said to his dad, Dad, by the way, the police have got him, can you believe it? And the dad was like, oh my God, I knew there was something up with this guy, I'm so glad it wasn't you. Oh! And then afterwards he found out that it was his son. And then in the interview, they're to him, how did you feel when you found out that it was your son, and he's like crying. It was just the most heartbreaking thing. And it just followed, like, how scary, because like it's so easy to think that, like, you know, oh wow, this is an excellent opportunity for my children, only to just be like, to not even know the dark side of it. Like, some of these parents
be around predators.
Yeah, some of these parents, like, I understand, like, obviously they have their own motivations, but at the same time, like, you can't let your kid be in there by themselves. To leave your son alone with a grown man is the biggest red flag ever, and I'm shocked that the mum didn't pick up on that. And as soon as he got a girlfriend, he stayed around the girlfriend's house.
The other mum clocked.
Straight away, she was like, right, we need to do something about this. They called the police, the interventions were in place, they got him.
Mad.
Like, how would you feel as a mum if you discovered that you...
I would be really sad. I'd be disappointed.
In yourself,
right?
right?
In my own parenting style. But I also think, there was a study, and I think I sent it to you guys recently, and it was on Twitter. Basically, the study was, and I'm going to paraphrase, it happened in Scotland, like 1,500 men were basically put into the study, and they were asked questions, and they were told... these are all hypothetical questions, and the questions were, if you had the chance to do something, trigger warning guys, if you had the chance to do something that was bad to young children, like essay them, without ever being caught and it being kept a secret, I think at least 10% of them said yes, they would do it, or 20%, and then like 10% of them said that they have done something to children. Now the ages were 10 to 14 that they put, but my point is, if men, and I'm not generalizing men in general, but I'm just saying, if people
within that sample
had the choice to feel comfortable to say to a study in a university, I would feel comfortable to violate a child if no one in this planet knew, what do you think would happen? Like, it happens everywhere. You've got to look after your children.
But imagine we lived in a world where there were like no safeguarding controls, no laws against this. Do you know what I mean?
That was the 80s.
That's so sad.
70s. People got away with madness.
So many like child stars are traumatized. Like there's Corey Feldman, who's been talking about it for years. Corey Haim apparently like ended up killing himself because he faced a lot of his own demons. A lot of them become addicted to drugs, alcohol,
because they don't know how to cope.
Sad. Amanda Bynes is on TikTok as though she's like a zombie horror. She looks like she's been lobotomized. Like, that's how scary it is. Some people are even thinking that it's not even her, it's a clone. But like, and apparently she was on Twitter under like a pseudonym, Ashley Banks or something, Ashley whatever.
But it's also about how like her parents took advantage of her financially as well. And I think it's about how a lot of the greed that comes with show business and money and millions and being an actor can often overlook the safety of their children. It's actually really sad.
I think Amanda Bynes is the only person that can put Dan Schneider in jail. And she's just too far gone to like...
Yeah, she's got bipolar though.
Yeah, to even do anything about it, which is so sad.
We've just got to look after our children.
We really do, guys. This world is cruel. Institutions are just like, I don't even trust certain institutions, Harlow.
Listen,
like the Catholic Church. Look what happened with the Catholic Church. Look at Hollywood. Look at music, education.
Everything.
It's mad.
You've got to keep a close eye on your child and everything that happens, the friends they make, the places they go around, because
the people who they're with.
Anyone can be a predator. Anyone. That's the scariest thing. Moving on to Candace Owens just got fired
from Daily Wire. I know.
And you know what's so sad? I actually agree with Candace Owens last few weeks. I've agreed with her politics.
I feel like her frontal lobe recently developed.
You know what it is? There's like, and I'm going to go into this, but there's Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and someone else, I forgot his name. They all have recently woken up to what AIPAC is doing. AIPAC is a huge body in America. They fundraise for Israel.
Group.
It's a lobby group. They're the biggest lobby group in America. They fundraise for Israel, basically.
But they're also like a ruthless lobby group.
Intense. The lobbying is not just politicians, it's also journalists, as far as we know. Anyway, so people in mainstream media in America at the moment are actually silently waking up to the bias of AIPAC and how essentially donor money from America, bear in mind, America looks rich, but socially and economically, it's looking a bit mad at the moment. They're in a recession. Half of California is, hooked on fentanyl. And anyway, it's all mad, right? So they're basically sending millions, maybe billions of money to AIPAC to send to Israel, essentially. And people are waking up and thinking, hey, look at our country. A foreign country can't be controlling us to this level, or we can't be getting involved into their politics to this level. So Tucker Carlson recently made a statement. Now Candace Owens made a statement, and the statements she was making were quite accurate. She was just she basically said what AIPAC is doing is essentially using American money to fund whatever's happening in Gaza, and I don't think that's okay. So then loads of right-wing Zionist media people started coming for her, and one of them, who allegedly sells sex toys with his daughter.
Oh, Rabbi Shmuley.
He really came for her.
Rabbi Shmuley's been coming for her for the last 3 weeks.
Oh, it's crazy. So he recently came for her, and then one of the statements he made was the only way to come for Candace, apparently, allegedly, is to basically get rid of where her money comes from. And now, baby, the Daily Wire was obviously pressured.
I feel like her being so candid over the last few weeks about this stuff. And
she had no fear.
Yeah, and Rabbi Shmuley obviously becoming so irate because she kept, in her tweets, she kept saying, kept calling him filthy. She kept, she was literally going at him and quite rightly. But the fact that she's now been fired from the Daily Wire, doesn't that just show, it just is telling me who has the power here?
But the power's cracking now. Because
she could just be another example, though. So many people have lost jobs. So many people have spoken out about this stuff, and do you know what I mean? They've lost their positions, and nothing really has changed.
Nothing major will change.
But I think she's in a long line of people who have had this done to her.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to cause the shift in people's thoughts about a certain genocide.
And also, I feel like it's even the TikTok ban itself. So many people are waking up. Why is it that politicians in America are so... It was it literally took a week.
Why they're so loyal to AIPAC.
It's not even AIPAC, but it's it took a week to ban TikTok. Whereas it takes nearly years to get one bill signed in Congress. Do you know what I mean?
It was very quick. But it's because of the pressure from...
Exactly.
lobby groups.
And it's true, and it's been, and I think there's a lot of TikTok videos that will validate what we're saying in terms of the pressure and the reasons why. They're blaming Chinese, the fact that TikTok is a Chinese company.
But it's a distraction. We know this is a distraction. Guys, at the end of the day, the money sits with the lobby groups. It's being siphoned down into certain prominent people who make the decisions.
It's all kicking off in America, everyone.
Anyway, I just think power to Candace, obviously.
I don't agree with all your politics.
Not all of them, but you've been all right. But I'm not going to lie, recently she was talking about how Macron's wife is a man. And I watched that whole YouTube. I watched that whole YouTube video.
Got a lot of tea on that. And then I started questioning it. I was like,
wait, could this really be?
Because she was his school teacher.
And it's just weird. The relationship is just, the way it started is very strange.
She was his school teacher. When he was
maybe
15.
she's his beard and he's actually gay.
Questionable. That's another thing that she said.
Yeah, because you know what
apparently Trump has a lot of tea on Macron.
Does he?
Yeah. Trump has a lot of tea on a lot of people. That's what he recently said. What's happening in our home front politically? Diane Abbott.
Oh yeah, power to Diane. Oh, I feel so bad for her.
You know what? I feel bad for her.
Do you know what it is, Harther? It makes me so angry. Diane Abbott has been a very consistent politician in her views. Do you know what I mean? She's just given the people, the working class Labour people, although obviously things have had to adapt with time and so on and so forth. But she's been a good egg for a long time.
So sad, yeah. How I feel like in Europe and in the UK, number one, Brexit is failing. Nearly 20% of all the people that voted for Brexit are dead, can I just say. So all that old generation, they really effed us over.
Wait, what? The old people?
All the old people that
sticks
voted for Brexit, 20% of them are dead now.
Because it was like 51 to 49 or something like that, wasn't it? Percentage-wise.
Most of the old people that voted for Brexit 4 years ago are now dead.
Why would they do that? Why would they basically F
ruined
us and then go and die?
And then on top of that, Brexit is costing us so much money, billions wise. I think it's like 20 billion. Correct me. I don't know. I remember the figure being billions. So the point
on
I'm
top
trying
of
to
that, whenever we go on holiday, we got to stand in that long ass queue in bloody passport
control. Like everyone else in the world now.
And everyone else is going through that really quick EU queue. It's not nice. But back to Diane Abbott.
So the point I was trying to make is there is this scary view that I feel like is happening, especially it's happened in Europe, but now it's moving slowly into the UK, where people can say very racist, horrible things about people. It's happened 3 occasions now in the main media, and people can just get away with it, and you carry on with the day. But there is no impunity, there's no consequence, there's nothing. But
you know what's really mad about what that man said is that he did it in confidence. He never thought that would get leaked.
But what he said was violent.
That she should be. I don't even want to say it because it's actually mad. Like, how can you say in 2024, big 2024, that a certain MP should be...
A certain MP makes you hate all black women and she should be...
Like, that's crazy.
Unalived, essentially.
But I don't know, but that to me, that just makes me think of just like the whole political spectrum and how race is viewed, how black women are viewed in the... Do you know what I mean?
Mad.
That's actually crazy.
And what's crazy to me is that a brown prime minister, a person of colour is prime minister. And in my opinion, I feel like he's had the most racist, xenophobic
things said about him.
But his entire, it's not ruling, what do we call it?
Like his party.
Yeah, like his entire parliament at the moment.
It's shambolic.
They're the most racist that I've seen. Like, they're getting away with so much.
Look at Lee Anderson. Had to go and join Reform UK.
And Reform UK is doing well at the moment, guys. Can I just say? They're 40% up to the Tories. So all I'm saying is this idea of us and them, this culture war that they're creating, it's coming to life in Parliament now. And it's so sad.
It's just
because
scary.
that's going to come to the streets.
If it's happening in Parliament, it's coming to the streets.
It's going to come to the estates. Little kids are going to get beaten up, no consequences. Imagine something racist like that happened to you at work and people were like, yeah, carry on.
Yeah, no, what that man said was really, really dangerous. And I don't think, like, what pisses me off is the fact that Rishi Sunak wasn't, like, do you know what I mean? He, like, undermined her further.
By not letting her speak. It's her situation.
But, like, the speaker didn't let her speak, but also, like he values the money that he's getting from that person. Do you know what I mean? Over the racist, hateful things that he said. It's like, oh yeah, I can condemn it, but I'm not going to stop my relationship with this person. I'm still going to get my funds and stuff like that.
It was wrong. Every time they say it was wrong, it was racist. Yeah. And it's unacceptable. Why can't you say something like that?
Exactly. And he should be sacked.
Literally. And you should not be accepting his money. Exactly. I'm sure you can find 10 million somewhere else. I.e. your bank account.
your wife's bank account.
Or your wife's bank account.
But it's crazy, honestly, although that makes me sick.
I know. Anyway, guys.
Solidarity with Diane. Well, she just reminds me of just like a little Islam, do you know what I mean?
She's a little lady.
She's a cute little lady.
Okay, guys. What else?
What's going on? Do you know what it is? It's been like...
So much has happened.
So much has happened, but also it's been like, I can't even compute what's been happening. It's just a lot.
I've just really been on my Ramadan, darling.
Yeah, well, you know me, that I don't even like, I'm not looking at the left, I'm not looking at the right, I'm just looking up because I don't see the worldly life. Do you know what I mean? I don't see this little rat race that you're all involved in. Diane Abbott, do you know what? Power to you, but That's your business.
Can we just...
I'm going to Jannah.
Oh my God, I love that for you. Can we just talk about Omar Suleiman again, please?
Can we stop saying Omar?
Listen, Omar is going to go down as one of the key people to bring a lot of the Gen Zs and millennials back to Allah.
I think so, yeah.
I'm so sorry, but it's the truth. Have you seen the Why Me series?
No.
It's the new Ramadan series.
I haven't, but I saw a tweet that said that.
Amazing.
I saw a tweet where the person basically said that it caused them to have like an existential crisis. That's how good it was.
Yeah. I listened to 2 today while I was walking to work, and it spoke to me. I think that's the whole point of the Why Me series. It's like, why was I born? Why are you Muslim? Why is Allah not answering? The one that I listened to was, why is Allah not answering your dua? And a key factor that I took from that is you need to trust in the tawakkul of Allah. And like, even if a dua doesn't get answered to the point that you need it to be answered right now, maybe Allah just wants you to be closer to Him. Maybe Allah has other plans for you. But you can't be trying to beef Allah for the dua. You have to be grateful and you've got to be patient. Maybe that's what Allah's teaching you. And it made me laugh. I was like, you're so right. You're so right, Omar.
So I did listen to a bit of the Jannah series. I think I got to about episode 8. It's just a very feel-good series, isn't it?
The Jannah series just eats.
It's just cute. Sorry. It's just like, just puts you in this good mood. So yeah, like,
and it puts imagery in your head.
Yeah, but obviously, like, it's like,
not real.
It's not real.
But it's things that you think about. But it helps me visualize what I'm
like. The palace.
I visualize the palaces and the waterfalls.
Oh my God! I visualize the bone marrow.
Oh, you watch the bone.
I visualize the bone marrow and like the steps where the musk is just. You keep every time you take a step, it smells like musk. Like you know how whenever you move, there's a little gust of wind that follows. That's gonna be musky.
Yeah,
but not like musk. It's like a really nice.
When you go
smell.
for a walk and you listen to the Jannah series, and then you just look around and you're like, ugh, this place gives me the ick.
Why am I in this world?
Why am I in this place?
Why me?
And then you go to the Why Me series. Anyway, that man is doing the Lord's work. Amen.
So I was looking at this, someone posted, I can't remember if it was like Twitter or whatever, so like, why do people not like Ramadan Suleiman? And a lot of the comments were basically just like, because he's very soft-spoken. And I was like, I don't understand.
I don't understand.
I don't get it. He sounds like a very eloquent, well-spoken human being.
It's his descriptions. Anyone can say to you, in Jannah, there's fountains and palaces and gold, but the way he speaks, the way he describes it, the leads that he gets,
he hooks you in.
He's a great storyteller. I'm not saying it's a story, it's factual, but
it's the way he tells it.
Yeah, it's the way he narrates it.
But I just don't understand, like,
and he's got a lot of production behind him.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, like, how you can target someone for the way that they speak. It's giving hater vibes.
It's giving everything's refutation vibes. And I just don't really understand that at the moment. I think if you want to get into being a student of knowledge and you get to that level of, refuting people and all that stuff, like, kudos to you, because you've got onto that level, and like maybe your base iman is like on point, because essentially your livelihood now is to be a student of knowledge. But when people are just getting into Islam and they're just starting to understand, and like, I really don't think you should start berating them for people that they listen to.
Exactly.
Unless you've got like clear dalil why we shouldn't listen to Omar Suleiman, I'm not going to listen to a little random Twitter person thread
talking about who's too soft spoken. But then I think it goes back to, I don't think it's about like refuting or being a certain, like, being at a certain level in your scholarly pursuits. I think it's about like just toxic masculinity. And like, like what we were talking about last week about some brothers prefer it when they're being shouted at.
Yeah, like that man that we don't want to say his
name. Because it's a bit deep. But we don't. But some people prefer that style of being spoken to, because that's the only way that
You're going to hell if you don't pray.
Listen, brothers.
Brothers, you need to. And you know what?
If it works for you, it works for you.
For some boys, that testosterone
But
gets them
I
hooked.
know that I could not listen to somebody
I'm
like
just
that.
a girl.
I'm just a girl. Like, I need somebody to talk to me nice.
Soft-spoken.
Yeah. And I
Haris,
mercy. I'm just a girl. I get very emotional.
Lie.
I don't, you know what it is? I can't have like too many spikes in my cortisol levels. I'm being serious. I don't like for things to be said in a very like matter-of-fact way.
I like imagery.
I like imagery.
I like sweetness. I like
parables. I like things with like big meanings at the end.
yes.
I don't like being told you're going to burn in hell.
I mean, I already know that.
Yeah.
I don't know that, but I'm saying like I've heard that for all my life.
You know,
and I need different things.
My Matt Allen's been telling me that from the age of 7.
Do you know what I mean?
But
it's a lot of trauma within me.
But then now I've grown up and I've realised that this isn't the way I like to learn, and everyone has different ways of learning.
Valid.
Right?
There's like a mercy to learning knowledge. Listen, there's an episode of Omar Suleiman. I think it's in the series called The First, and he's like telling the story of Aisha radiallahu anha. Sorry guys, carbs alert. I had lots of carbs today. Anyway, he's telling the story of Aisha radiallahu anha, and like the story of her and the Prophet got together, and like their love story. And this man, wow, Allah Mubarak, the way he told the story about Aisha radiallahu anha and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's interactions with each other, like I was smiling. I was like, wow, I've never heard it from this perspective before.
Yeah, like he actually invokes real feelings.
It was so good. I was like, it forced me to go listen to his version of the Prophet's seerah, and like I'm loving the Prophet more. Allahumma barik.
I feel like Umar Suleiman is like a gateway to also doing your own research about things as well. Like I always find myself like not necessarily fact checking what he says, but just like wanting to know more about
exactly
a certain thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Anyway, it bangs.
It bangs, guys. Listen to the Jannah series, listen to the Why Me series, and let us know in the comments what you think.
You know what I've been doing recently? You might laugh at me, but I've been doing something called a fart walk. You know what that is?
Trying to get the gas out.
So you know how every day I just feel like when we do wudu and like you don't want to break it, I feel trapped because I can't get all my gases out, right? So after I pray Isha and we're closing our rings, I now like to go for something I call the fart walk, because it gets all your gases out and you're free. No?
I don't know if the walk really helps me. Do you know what helps me in terms of gas? What? It's a bit random, but it's not concentrating on the gas. So if I'm like, I'm not even joking. If I'm in the office, like, do you find that when you go to work, and you do wudu in the morning, you pray Fajr, then you go to work, you found that you've held that same wudu until Dhuhr?
Yeah.
And then you find that you've held that same wudu until Asr.
And then I let go.
But only when you're at work.
Yeah.
Why is that?
But at home I can't do that.
At home I can't do that.
It's because I want to be free at home.
It's because your body knows it's comfortable at home. Whereas at work you're a bit more like
stern.
It's like when you go on a holiday and you're poop shy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've realised that the key to my to stopping the flatulence
flatulence. Just say fart.
The key to not farting is to make sure that you're in a situation, a
state of uncomfortableness.
Yeah, you have to make sure that your body is uncomfortable and that you're in a place where you don't want people to be smelling your farts.
No, of course, but that's why I like to go for the walk, because I'm just free, I'm walking, I'm listening to I could just release.
Let it all out.
Honestly, it's an accomplishment. After you've prayed your 5 prayers, now I'm free. I can do what I like. Anyway, I've got a love story for you guys. Let's go.
We need to bring this back to Ramadan. The series is taking left and right turns. I feel like we've put all your stories on the back burner, guys. We apologise. We will actually get round to reading
I'm really excited
those.
for mine.
So this is called A Story for Hope. Hey girlies, I hope my emails find you both well and that your Ramadan is going beautifully. I adore you both and I think your podcast is so entertaining and engaging. I don't have a horror story to overshare as such, but a small story of my own. I wonder what it could be. The reason I want to share this with you, especially during this month, is because I know a lot of sisters struggle with emotional pain such as this one, and I want to give them hope and a reason to keep pushing for what they want in life. As women, I find that certain things about us can get concealed sometimes, a major topic being wanting love and a partner who will provide us with that stability, moving away from everything else that we expect and wish for in a marriage. Love has always been something that I believe is a deep-rooted foundation that is desired by most women in their marriages. But why is it so hard for us to find it? And why do we go through so much hurt to obtain it? These are comments I often hear from girls when we talk about love and commitment. It does hold truth. Love is painful, and there are so many sisters with heavy hearts, especially during the month of Ramadan, who will be praying for the one they want the most. Oh,
baby girls.
It can feel helpless and some days feel so hard, which is why I wanted to share this story. 4.5 years ago.
Oh my God, I love this! I haven't heard a story in ages.
4 years ago, I met someone who seemed like the most perfect man. He was so kind, so caring and supportive, and everything else you could think of. He wanted to marry me so bad and was just waiting on me to finish my education so that we could get married, as it was a wish of mine to complete my degree before I get married. As you may be able to tell already, I most definitely did not end up married to this man. At the time, it felt like my heart was ripped out of my chest. I was in deep pain and sorrow, thinking back and regretting the fact that I did not just have my nikah done with him while I was at uni, because that way, at least we would have been together still, right? Wrong. This thought process I had was so unhealthy, and in essence, I was blaming myself for what went wrong. But it was the mercy of Allah saving me from something that was not good for me. To this day, I don't know what Allah was saving me from, but I know there was something for it not to work out. And all I will say is Alhamdulillah. Because after all this time of self-blame and sadness, I finally let go of the past and said to myself that I will completely focus all my love and attention on myself. Someone just fell out of the sky and landed in front of me. Ladies, when I tell you the likelihood of my path crossing with this man was so slim, but Allah made a way. I met someone who immediately knew and was home. Oh, this is so cute. I can't cry. There was just something that has told me I will marry this man. Everything is calm and peaceful. I know he is the one, and I have full tawakkul in the fact that this is what all my pain brought me to.
Oh, this whole episode is me and Colton going,
This person is everything and more that I could ever have asked for or imagined. Oh, Harther, don't cry, darling.
I was just scratching my eye, but carry on.
Okay, because it seemed like the hay fever was getting...
The hay fever was Tracy Beaker.
So this person is everything and more that I could ever have asked for or imagined, and I cannot wait for when Allah will make it permanent in my life. Sisters who are dealing with heartbreak and grief, please remember Allah is the best of planners, and He has created a life so beautiful and special for you. He created women to be soft and with love. So what makes you think He would ever deprive you of that? Oh my God, I'm going to cry. I'm actually going to cry. Oh my God. Okay. Stay strong and don't ever feel like your du'as aren't getting heard. Every dua you make is slowly shaping the pages of your life into a new story, one that has Allah's hand in it. You will see His hand in every joy of your life. I can promise you that. I hope you all have a peaceful, productive and blessed Ramadan, and that you see all your du'as get accepted, inshallah. Just trust the timing of the Almighty. He is Al-Fatah and Al-Wadud, the opener and the most loving. He will open doors you could not imagine would be in your path and shower you with love beyond your imagination. All my love. I feel so good right now.
I feel like
a cloud.
I feel like that's a message.
I know. Who's sending this to me?
It's a message. Does anyone else feel like it's dedicated to them? because that's how I feel. I'm so main character, but I swear.
I feel like it's for me.
That ending was for me. Oh. Guys, we're lover girls. Don't send us stuff like this. I'm gonna cry.
Honestly, guys, like I just feel like she just opened me up, like peel back the layers, like the onion I am.
Aww. You know what it is? I think it's such a good message.
Such a beautiful message.
Like something that we all need to remember.
A lot of girls have broken hearts.
But it's like also remember that Allah is there for you and He will never forsake you in your life. You just have to keep returning back to Him.
Do you know what is really funny about when you're in a really bad situation? Like, do you know what I mean? And you feel like you just want the ground to swallow you up. Is that in those moments when you make dua, do you not feel like there's just something like... I just feel like the sky is open for me in those moments. Do you know what I mean? When you're in like the most, let's say, for example, you're in a very vulnerable state and you probably think that there's no way out of a particular situation. And maybe, you know, maybe the heaviness of the situation caused you to forget Allah. But then one day you decided, you know what, I'm going to pray tahajjud and I'm going to pray my way out of this. And it's like things just start falling into place. And I don't know if it's because like you come to Him very sincere. Do you know what I mean? You're literally in the weakest state you've ever been in. But I don't know, I just feel like there's something very beautiful about like, I don't know, just being vulnerable with Allah.
I think it's true. I think it's that hadith where He says, you know, you walk to me and I run to you. I think it's hadith Qudsi. And then like you run to me and I sprint to you, something like that. Or I come to you like in an arm's length.
Yeah.
The point, I think that the point of that is Allah is always there to help you and support you. And I think it's us that's got the fault that we always forget Him. And He's always there. He's never changing. So, and
also like when you think back to like the stories of the prophets, like a lot of them, whenever they like, excuse me, they always came to, they were like, do you remember they're like in dire need? Like they're just at their wit's end and they just make dua, something happens.
All I'm saying, girls, is one thing that used to really get to me back in the day is when you're in these little weird situationships, when you're in a haram relationship, like it's very easy to get into that. So easy to get into that. But like it's very hard to get out, especially if you're really into that person. Now I won't say it's love or anything, but I do think that like whenever something bad happens to you, it's like a way that I'm not saying Allah is teaching you a lesson, but it's a way for you to always come back to Allah, because you're like, it's like whenever a baby gets hurt and they come back to their parent, do you know what I mean? And like
you strayed for a bit.
You strayed for a bit and you came back. But like I don't think no one should ever feel like Allah doesn't want them. He will never forgive you. Like He will always forgive you until you've got a last breath in your body. So whatever situation you're in, whether you're in a bad situationship, whether you're, you know, down in the dumps because of debt, whether you're in a bad marriage, whether you're, I don't know, struggling with uni, like always remember to just go back to Allah, pray your prayers and just go back to Him.
Because do you know what, guys, honestly,
He's your bestie and He needs to be our bestie because He's the only one that can really truly fix our problems,
like change our lives. I think like, I don't know, Arthur. I just feel like there's just something. Something's in the air
tonight. And I've been waiting all my life. You know what it is? I personally think I want to leave this Ramadan a different person to who I was when I first came in. And I think one of the main things I want to take out from this Ramadan is like the dhikr and the istighfar of like remembering Allah. That's like the main thing that I want to take out, because the more you remember Allah in your day to day, the more your sins go away. The more like you remember Him and like you create a relationship
like
with
you're
him.
conscious of him.
Yeah, and then like the sweetness of your salah is going to get better. Like you're going to want to go pray
And
more.
another thing is like the more you remember Allah, just in the most random parts of your day, like the more you remember, and it happens so often. You'll look at a tree, you look at a car going past you, something will remind you of Allah. And the thing is like that is going to be continuous. And I just think that's going to push you towards being good, being mindful, like making sure that you say your dhikr, making sure that you say, do you know what I mean? It just like
and you want to be more good.
Yeah, you want to be more good.
You want to get more sin. You want to get not sins. You want to get more ajr. You don't want sins.
You want to increase in the goodness that you're doing, and you want to do better than the person that you were yesterday.
Exactly.
So you know what, girls? Like just
carry on, man.
Just forget the world, innit? Forget the
worldly life.
Forget the world. I don't even see dunya right now. Do you see dunya?
Guys, I'm so afraid of coming back to reality, and I'm just gonna be back into the shit. And I don't want to.
I'm really scared for after Ramadan. I don't want to
lose my little iman that I created. It's like a little tiny spot, but I don't want to lose it.
I don't want to lose it either.
But the only way we can do that is like it's the people you surround yourself, the remembrance that it's like everything is about remembrance of Allah. It's creating a habit. Like your friends need to be good. Like
you need to be looking at, listening to the right things,
the good things. Do you know what I mean? Even if like. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to start, being holy and thou and like, cutting out everything.
That's
the mistake we did last time.
Exactly.
And I can't be doing that again.
And me and Harder always eat the cake in full. We end up vomiting it right out.
And I'm not trying to do that. I'm going keto. I'm taking it slow.
I'm just going to do what I did during Ramadan and apply it
the
whole year.
Spud me. But that's it, like slow and gradual, and then we create those habits, and then those habits stay.
And while you're creating those good habits, it will eliminate the bad ones slowly but surely.
The way I didn't even know about istighfar.
The way I didn't know about what istighfar does.
The way it increases your abundance, forgiveness, your sins go away, you get closer to Allah, your du'as get accepted.
You become rich.
Like, imagine the sky, let's do imagery. The sky is where all the abundance is coming from, the rain's coming down.
It's just pouring on you.
And the sins are the umbrella that's blocking you from getting that.
But then you read your istighfar.
And then the umbrella gets dissolved.
It disintegrates.
It's on the floor. It was nothing. It was imaginary.
It was imaginary.
And then you get all of like the rahmah and like all the joy and everything that you needed from Allah comes to you. Imagine that. And that's all because you're saying istighfar. And then another really good thing is doing your evening adhkar is so important. It's more important than your morning one, because the evening one after Asr is like your busiest time in your life. You're working. You're not going to have time to remember Allah. But if you take that extra time to do your evening adhkar, you do your istighfar.
It's true. You always remember the morning one.
Because you're like, your day hasn't started.
Yeah, but the evening one is a difficult one.
But the evening one, if you remember Allah, boy, they're going to hear your dua voice in the heavens.
You're successful that day.
I'm telling you. So let's just do small things and let's all keep each other accountable. And we're going to try and keep you guys... we're going to try and help.
We're going to try and help. Do you know what? The Instagram broadcast channel. The Instagram broadcast channel.
Oh my God, I forgot about it.
Me too. We haven't been active on there.
I know. I don't know, guys. We're having a content crisis at the moment.
We really are.
You know what it is? Let's be honest with you. It's like we're always... I'm going to save my... If you guys want to hear my story, it's going to be on the Patreon, by the way. So make sure you sign up, just saying this is an amazing, amazing story. But just back to what I was saying. The crisis that I'm having, that I feel like Kalton's having, is that like we want this platform to be halal for you guys and for us as well. So like our rizq is halal from it, but also... Like, we don't want to just put out content and it's dembi. It's like us, like...
Because it affects us.
Yeah, it's like us getting dembi for it.
It actually affects us physically because, like, me and Harder aren't feeling...
We have anxiety.
We have serious anxiety.
And it's all from this podcast.
And we know why. We know where the anxiety is coming from, and it's because of the things that we put out. We had to do serious self-reflection during Ramadan.
Yeah, we did.
And have you felt anxiety in the past 2 weeks?
No, I haven't.
Neither
I felt so happy.
I felt so at peace.
At peace. Like, I'm not worrying. Like, no one's attacking me. Like,
do you know what I mean?
And
and
you know,
and
guys, we're fumbling our words like we're talking. Like, you're my man right now.
I know, right? I'm shy.
It's me telling you I love you.
But also the positive reception that we're receiving from the Ramadan series as well. And it just it's telling me that this is the stuff that you girlies want to hear.
And this is what we want to do, because we want to feel good about ourselves as well.
We don't want to come to the studio feeling anxious.
So, the dilemma we have is 2024, after Ramadan, moving forward, what is the content going to be like? Because I really don't want to do what we were doing before.
No. And as much as we have enjoyed like helping you guys with the stories that you guys have sent us, it's just not making me content. Like, I don't feel content with like the ethos of the podcast.
Yeah.
What we're representing currently.
Especially as Muslim women, as black Muslim women as well.
And also, like, there is an element of, like, obviously the stories are anonymous, so there is very little backbiting and stuff. But even though we get
there's
accused...
an element of it, though, if we think about it.
Yeah, we get accused of it all the time, and it makes me think.
Is it backbiting?
Yeah.
If someone's given us our story and then we're reading it out. Anyway, it's just making me anxious.
There's a lot of things that, like, it's causing us to think about things more, and we're obviously feeling... like maybe we are doing something
wrong.
Yeah, and I don't like feeling like that.
No, and I don't want to come to the day of judgment and all those clips are used against me as
like
as receipts.
That's what I'm
what
saying.
I did, and I really don't want that. So, and we don't want to do it. And the other thing that we don't want to do is quit. Because I love this platform and I
really love it
built.
too. I love the community we built. I love the people that engage with us.
I love the conversations we have, but I just think
something's got to change.
Something's got to change.
Something's got to give.
So if y'all want to help us,
yeah, like if you guys want to help steer the direction of this podcast,
send us an email.
Wallahi, send us an email, because like we say this. And then we end up going back to what we know. And it just, does that not just remind you, Hada, of the state of just humans?
Yeah.
Just always going back to what they know. And I don't want to go back to what I know.
I don't want to go back to what I know either.
I want to change, but for good.
Indeed. So, start sharing some happy stories with us, please.
Happy stories. We also like stories that are, I'm not going to lie, I really like crime stories and I like jinn stories.
Me too. I don't mind those.
Yeah.
But I don't want stories about...
I just don't want the stories that we're used to.
Sad.
The thing is, like, I'm not trying to blame... I don't want to blame the people. And I know people are going through very real issues.
Yeah.
But, like...
But on a public platform I don't know. I feel uncomfortable.
I feel uncomfortable.
And I feel like we would be really fake and not sincere in ourselves if we carried on feeling this way.
And then carried on reading the same.
Like I would feel very insincere, but also the level of anxiety and guilt I feel is growing each time I put out these videos.
And it's ultimately makes us feel unhappy.
I feel sick.
I know.
It's affecting me.
I feel so unhappy.
It's affecting me mentally and physically.
Yeah. And like every time a snippet goes out, I literally just want to hide under my covers. Like I literally just want to hide away and just not show my face for 3 weeks.
Indeed.
So yeah.
So you know what? This Ramadan we're making a sincere dua to Allah. If this podcast is meant for hasanat and it's meant for goodness, then please let it carry on.
Yeah, please bestow it.
And if not, then replace it with something better.
Inshallah.
But that's currently like our mental state, guys. So you lot let us know what you think. I mean, we've made it depressing now, haven't we, Colton?
Right, let's
liven it up.
Yay!
But yeah, guys, we're gonna end it there. But we we just want to say thank you so much for rocking with us. You know, that's what they say.
Rocking with us. You know, we're going to keep it
Rocking with us.
real always.
But honestly, we love you. I love coming up to you guys. Like, I love you guys coming up to me and me coming up to you sometimes and having conversations about like stuff that you've seen, stories that people have sent. Like, I enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to think we regret those, because we don't.
We
But I
love
just think-
them. Honestly, we had a good run.
We have, but I just think moving forward,
We've got to pivot.
we've got to pivot. And if we're going to help you guys remember Allah as well.
Guys, look, life is about reward. It's about risk and reward. We're done with the risk. Now we want the reward.
Indeed. So, inshallah, I hope Allah plans good things for us and for you guys as well.
Inshallah.
Thank you for always supporting us. Make sure you let us know your thoughts in the comments of the snippet when it goes out and on the YouTube. And yeah, make sure you download this episode.
Make sure you tell your friends, your mamas, your aunties,
Your
your,
mamas
sisters.
and your aunties.
Tell Whitney, Letitia, Grace,
Ooh.
Aaliyah. What was it that Whitney
Cassandra.
said?
It
What
was
she
a
like?
DMX song.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a DMX song.
Oh, I miss Whitney.
R.I.P.
I miss her.
Oh my God. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.
Bye.